Former Minister of International Relations, Dr. Naledi Pandor, will deliver a keynote address at the Matthew Goniwe Lecture in Melrose Arch later this afternoon. And SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo is there and joins us now. Khaya, a very good afternoon to you. So how are proceedings currently unfolding ahead of the lecture, if it hasn't started yet?
Well, absolutely, Alicia. A very important day here in Johannesburg. It's all about sustaining and preserving the legacy of one of the foremost anti-apartheid activists, Matthew Goniwe. So when you talk about his name, really, it's synonymous with the Craddock Fall. You go back to that time in 1985 where there was a heinous attack where the four gentlemen really fought against apartheid were killed in a most brutal manner. But really just to get an understanding in terms of the proceedings this afternoon, we're joined here by Dr. Dempsey Noge. That's, of course, the director from the Matthew Goniwe School of Leadership and Governance. So once again, Doctor, let's look at the significance of this afternoon, this lecture, the legacy of Mr. Goniwe, one of the very key figures when you talk about anti-apartheid.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, today we are hosting the 11th edition of the Matthew Goniwe Memorial Lecture, and we wish to celebrate the life well lived of this struggle icon, a stalwart and an activist. We want to make sure that his name and memory lives on, and the teachings of the Craddock Fall, Matthew Goniwe and his comrades, we make sure that that spirit and that legacy lives on. And the teachings, and we have lined up a good program where annually we have great speakers who help us to sharpen the debate around issues of education and how to transform education and improve on the quality of our education.
And once again, Doctor, I'm going through your program. I see that former Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Dr. Naledi Pandor, is going to deliver the lecture. And she comes from a teaching background herself. But all of this happens at a very critical time as we reflect on 30 years of democracy and many other issues that we're still grappling with.
Thank you. And he was one of the best we have picked out of a number of speakers, and is a great one. Is herself a leader and a struggle icon as well, and as you just mentioned, a teacher, and he's a scholar, and we want to gain from his wealth of wisdom and the teachings and whatever he's going to share with us, so that we that we have invited even the young scholars so that they can gain from her experience. And who else can it be? We are so grateful for her to come and grace this occasion.
Maybe just before I let you go, Doctor, what does it mean for those who are close to Matthew Goniwe as part of making sure that we know the history, we know those who contributed to South Africa's freedom, for the country to reach this milestone, the 30 years into the democratic dispensation?
It means so much. Matthew Goniwe and his comrades, they sacrificed so much, and they paid the ultimate price. And the freedoms that we enjoy, and sometimes even the rights that now we take for granted, we want to remind ourselves and reflect on ourselves to say there was this great leader, a selfless leader, and we reflect on our actions so that we learn from his teachings as well. And we have invited a whole delegation from Craddock who are here with us to celebrate the memories. We say Matthew Goniwe's spirit should live on, and all other comrades as well.
All right, Doctor, thank you so much indeed for your time. Of course, Alicia, that's the director of the Matthew Goniwe School of Leadership and Governance. So it's all about preserving the legacy, but also reflecting on the journey of South Africa's democracy, looking at a very incredible role that has been played by education as well. As you know, that it remains one of the key pillars. If you want to cultivate change, education really is one of the very fundamental instruments. So we expect the official program to start around 3 p.m. and the actual lecture will be delivered around 4 p.m. by Dr. Pandor. So with that, back to you in studio.